where you're connecting from. Okay, I love to see the variety here. Hi, Antonio. From California, India, I see a lot of variety here and I love it. Texas, Germany, Bogota, hola, Ukraine. Oh my God, the messages are going in so fast. Welcome, everyone. We're still waiting for more people in the room. And then we will be starting immediately. I love the variety here. I can't even read them all. But I'm welcoming everyone with a warm heart, especially for this beautiful session that we're going to have today. Okay. Hello, everyone. Canada, Texas again, Las Vegas, beautiful. USA, Portugal. Belgium, hello, Bolivia, so much variety here. I love this. Okay, so welcome everyone to Step Into Your Greatness Challenge, an event happening between January 17th and January 22nd. First of all, congratulations to all of you for actually taking this step towards greatness for 2022. And this challenge works like this. Every day is going to be a lesson and we're going to have practical activities. At the end of each session, we're going to have a homework and we will be ending up with a beautiful meditation to stay close to us and until the end of this session to get the most out of it. I also have to let you know that you have a community for support and interaction hosted on Facebook group. So you really have to put in the work and fully commit to make a change. And as a surprise, I have been given some magical powers for the following. At the end of the 6 days, I'll be choosing 2 people, 2 winners, which will have to be the most active and engaged people during the sessions in terms of how good the questions asked were and interaction with the tribe. So please stay close to us because the prizes are an Apple iMac and an iPad. So these days are going to be awesome. And the messages are still going in. Hello from South Africa, from Netherlands, Poland. All right, so in a couple of seconds, we will be waiting for Vishen to jump in and to guide you through this beautiful session. Hello from Colombia. Lisbon, beautiful. Germany, London. Namaste, everyone. I see a lot of beautiful messages, although I'm trying to read them all. Hello from Malaysia. Okay, that's beautiful. Poland, Switzerland. Yes, this event is going to be recorded, just to answer a couple of messages that I've been seeing as more often. Hello from Romania. Hello from New York, Texas, Africa. We will be starting in just a moment, guys. Bonjour from Paris. And here we have you, Vishen. How are you?
Hi, Bianca. Hi, everyone. Welcome to day 1 of the 2022 challenge. So first, if Bianca looks familiar, she was one of the testimonials on the landing page. As you know, a lot of my Mindvalley's practices, the stuff that I teach, are used by athletes and sports people. Bianca is the world karate champion, former world karate champion. So don't mess with her. And she now is one of our community managers at Mindvalley and introduces our calls. So welcome, everyone. Bianca, how many people do we have live with us right now?
So we're having more than 2,300 people online
on
with
Zoom.
us.
Got it. So 2,300 people on Zoom, and the people on Zoom are mostly people who paid for the VIP experience, or if you're a Mindvalley member, then you automatically get the VIP experience. And I think there's thousands more people on YouTube and on Facebook. So we should have as many as 10,000 people watching today. So thank you guys for giving me your time. Now, look, I know this event is free, right? But there is a cost to it, and that cost is time. And I'm super grateful that you guys are giving me 40 minutes a day for the next 6 days. Thank you, And my job is to ensure that I do not waste time, but I give you powerful tools, powerful practices that you can apply in your life so that 2022 becomes a year where you really step into your greatness. Now, a lot of people are going into 2022 with a certain amount of uncertainty. The world isn't the way we remember it. Things are changed. Omicron is raging across the United States. I checked the statistics today, and there are more people admitted in hospital than at any point during the pandemic. Now, it is going to end, but it can feel messy and uncertain right now. But it's not just that. There are lots of other changes happening in the world. Here in Estonia, which is where I'm broadcasting live to you, we just had one of the craziest years of inflation. Inflation was 12%. It was the highest inflation in Europe, right here in Estonia. And all of a sudden, people are being hit with hundreds of euros more, 10, 15% more that they have to pay every single month just to maintain their standard of living, just for heating and for food. And if that's not enough, we're also being hit by exponential changes in technology. Remote work is blowing up. I'm sure you've heard about things such as the metaverse, such as NFTs. It seems that so many things that we felt stable in are now being shaken. Now, of course, in every situation like that, there's lots of opportunities for change as well. And what you're going to learn in the 6-day challenge is how to get so powerful, how to get so connected to the inner forces within you, that no matter what the world tosses at you, you can deal with that and you can create a powerful 2022. So I hope you guys are ready to begin. Bianca, are we good to go?
Yes, we're ready to go.
And Bianca, I'm sure you told them about the special prizes we're giving away for participation, correct?
Sure. I told them in the beginning.
At the end of every class, so I'm going to try to make the classes around 40 minutes. So if you guys have to leave at 40 minutes, at the 40-minute mark, you should be good. But I'm going to actually go a little bit beyond with Bianca. We're going to have Q&A for the last 20 minutes, okay? So where I'm at right now in Estonia, it is 7 o'clock. The official class will end around 7:40, and then we'll go a little bit further for those of you who want to stay back. Think of it as a bonus session. We'll have some Q&A. I'll go into some deeper exercises. If you can stay for the bonus session, 7:40 to 8 p.m., it's going to be really cool. Now, here are a couple of things we're going to do. We're going to give away an iMac. I'm running this on an iMac, and Apple just released a new iMac. We're going to be giving away an iMac to the person who is most actively participating. And then the next runner-up is going to get the new iPad Air. So Bianca is going to be making those selections. So if you want to participate, type in the comments. Also use the Q&A button. Okay, use the Q&A button and you can type in your questions. You can vote up questions, and the top questions, Bianca is going to bring you on the floor and we're going to address your questions. Now, let's get started with today's session. So I want you to have an open mind as we go through the trainings today, because I'm going to be sharing a lot of things which are somewhat personal. The topic of this is going to be stepping into your greatness for 2022. And every day for 6 days, I'm going to teach you a specific tool. These tools are going to stack and layer on top of each other. So the tool you're going to learn today, you're going to immediately start implementing it today, and then you're going to reinforce it tomorrow morning when you wake up, okay? And then on day 2, you're going to learn the next tool. You're going to stack that on top. And Wednesday morning, you're going to implement the tools that you learned day 1 and day 2. These tools are going to stack on top of each other like Lego bricks to build a really powerful foundation for you to turn 2022 into the greatest year of your life. The question is, where do these ideas come from? So these tools are called transcendent practices. A transcendent practice is any type of practice that takes you within yourself. It is to go away from the physical world, within yourself, and condition your inner self. A lot of us focus on our muscular strength, or training our endurance, or improving our productivity at work through apps and so on. But we forget that most of our power is in our soul, in our spirit, in our consciousness, in our mind. And when you can tap into this in a powerful way, and these are called transcendent practices, you unlock amazing potential in yourself. So before we get started, I've got to share with you a really insane story that happened to me. So I was interviewing this guy. And I shared this interview on my Instagram just yesterday. This guy is a really famous American entrepreneur. In fact, he is the 347th richest man in America. He's a billionaire. He's in the Forbes 400. His name is Bob Parsons. He started a company called GoDaddy, which many of you have heard about, right? Because GoDaddy is the huge domain name registry. Now, Bob served in the Vietnam War. And as you can imagine, the Vietnam War, which ended in 1975, was a very brutal time. Hundreds of thousands of Americans were killed. Millions of Vietnamese were killed. It was a horrible, useless, senseless war. And there were victims on all sides. And Bob suffered from PTSD and trauma for 50 years because he served as a soldier in the war. In 2018, he decided, at the backing of his wife, to go and experiment with psychedelics. And this is what happened. I'm going to play with you a video from Bob. Bianca, please confirm if you can hear the sound, okay?
Okay.
Good.
No, we can't. No, the sound is not good yet.
Okay, no worries. Let me just restart sharing. And I'm going to restart sharing, and I'm just going to activate sound. Okay, let me know if you hear the sound now.
I had a short temper.
Yes.
I didn't want to be around anybody. Depression. People would describe me as the most intense person they've ever met.
Sorry, hang on. Go back. Okay, it should play now.
I had a short temper. I didn't want to be around anybody. Depression. People would describe me as the most intense person they've ever met. Then 3 years ago, I read Michael Pollan's book, How to Change Your Mind. And so I told my wife. She hooked me up with a couple people that treated veterans with plant medicine. The first day we took ayahuasca. Second day it was mushrooms. The next day we took a break. The next day it was LSD. And then we were done. The long and short of it is, people could not believe the change in me. I was like I was before the war. You know, one of the most telling things is my son told his wife, he said, you know, Dad is so different now. He's so nice. He calls more. He's willing to listen. You know, I wanted to go places. I wanted to be with people again. 50 years since the war, I finally came home.
Isn't that beautiful? 50 years since the war, Bob Parsons said he finally came home. You can listen to the full interview on the Mindvalley podcast, right? Now, I want you to know something. I'm not advocating that you do psychedelics. That is not the point here. What I'm advocating is that you do compassion and you activate your heart. That is what happened to Bob. Activating the heart, which means creating more powerful feelings of kindness and love within yourself, is actually the first hack, the first transcendent practice that we're going to be speaking about. And I wanted to play this video for you by Bob Parsons, because I don't want people thinking that this is for softies. I don't want people thinking that, oh, this activating the heart stuff, it doesn't apply in the real world of competitive pressure, the real world of 9 to 5. No, this guy's a freaking billionaire and a former US Marine. And he's talking about how this changed his life. And notice his voice, notice how he's speaking. This man is completely transformed. Now, again, you don't have to do psychedelics, because there are ways to activate the heart through transcendent practices without taking any substance. That said, if you in the book Altered Traits by Daniel Goleman says there are 4 ways to access altered states of mind so we can create this transformation. And those 4 ways are neurotraining. Neurotraining, though, is very expensive. It's around 15 grand. The second one is psychedelics. Psychedelics, of course, you got to travel. You got to go to a place where it's legal. It takes several days. It's powerful. It's fast, but it can also be expensive if you add the hotel costs and so on. Typically, five grand is what you'd be looking at. And then there is breathwork. Breathwork is really interesting. Breathwork, there are courses popping up all around the world. Breathwork is uncontrollable, though. You don't know what's going to emerge. And then the fourth one, which is the most powerful, which is what Daniel Goleman says we should be focusing on, is really meditation. Okay, that fourth one. We're going to be applying a little bit of meditation into this program today, because that is how powerful meditation can be. And specifically, we're going to use meditation to give you that sense of compassion awakening that Bob Parsons is talking about. Now, because you're doing it through meditation, it's safer, but it's not going to be instantaneous. It will take about 2 weeks. So the good news is you don't have to fly anywhere. You don't have to take psychedelics. But if you do the exercise I'm about to prescribe to you for 2 weeks, there will be a measurable change in your kindness, your compassion, and your heart, literally your heart. In fact, if you do the exercise in just the first 3 minutes, the exercise I teach you, according to the HeartMath Institute, you will see a shift in what is called heart resonance. Your heart resonance is a pulse in between your heartbeat. It's a measure of health, right? It's a measure of being relaxed. When you're stressed out, you have a less optimal heart resonance. In the first 3 minutes of doing the exercise that I'm about to teach you today, your heart resonance will change. The HeartMath Institute, which is made up of a group of scientists operating from Los Gatos, California, have studied this. And the protocol that they developed for this, for activating your heart, is the first piece of the transcendent practice that you're going to learn. So we're going to get there. But first, let's go deeper into today's topic. So a couple of days ago, I went deep into meditation. I used different approaches.
You need to change the camera back to sharing the screen.
We are sharing the screen. You should be seeing a picture of my keyboard. Do you see that?
Oh, okay, that's good.
Okay, I wanted to show you what's behind my computer right now. Behind my computer is a massive Christmas tree. I'll tell you in a moment why I'm sharing this Christmas tree with you. Christmas is a really important time for me. I typically fly my mom and dad over to Europe, and I spend Christmas basically with my family. So my mom and dad were just here, and we always have our family Christmas tradition. So it's an important time for me. And shortly after Christmas, I decided to go into a spiritual retreat, sort of. And I use deep meditation, and then I use a simple psychedelic, psilocybin, which is shrooms, to tap into that part of me that's connected to the universe. And so this was around December 26, December 27, just after Christmas. And I asked the universe, show me all the massive goals I have to tackle for 2022. Show me. And I was expecting that the universe was going to show me the investments I was going to make in artificial intelligence and in metaverse, and the universe was going to, I was hoping, give me tips on where to put my crypto investments. But instead, I got this voice, and I couldn't explain, and it was this like confident, powerful, feminine voice. The universe to me is a female, and God, or whatever we want to call her, said, 2022, the most important thing to focus on is growing compassion and kindness. So I'm like, that's such a downer. Can't you just teach me how to get wealthy? And God, she said, no, compassion and kindness. And then for the next 2 hours, as I was in this state of being, I got 7 things I had to do. Now, these 7 things were really, really, really interesting. One was commit to creating the best Mindvalley experience ever for our customers. I have to email 300 Mindvalley customers directly, reach out to them, and communicate with 300 customers to check in with them and see how the experience is going. Now, this is 300 is a lot, right? But we get 500 new Mindvalley members every single day. So 300 is about two-thirds of that. That was one. And then there was a couple of other like really mysterious things. I was scribbling it down on my my notepad. Let me tell you what else came to me. Another one. I had to commit to giving away 5% of all of my income to charity. I honestly want to give 90% before I die, but this thing said, don't even wait, just start now. And I decided to sign a pledge with a nonprofit to already commit to giving away some of this money. And then the weirdest thing was this. The universe said, forgive your grandfather. And I'm like, what? My grandfather died 30 years exactly ago. Forgive him. Like I didn't feel any negativity towards him. And then all of these memories started popping up. And the first memory was really interesting. the first memory was this, and the universe said, you haven't fulfilled your childhood promise. I'm like, what childhood promise? And then I got this memory. It was Christmas Day. I was 7 years old, and my grandfather was ushering me into his Volvo car, along with my grandma and along with some other members of my family, to drive to my aunt's Christmas party. And my grandfather had a driver. He was in his 60s, so he had a driver. And the driver showed up late to pick us up. So we were all going to be late for dinner. So my grandfather was sitting in the front seat next to the driver. I was sitting in the back seat. And my grandfather, who was a businessman and often under a lot of stress, immediately like demolished the driver. He yelled and he cursed the driver and he chewed this man out. And the driver was so like devastated. And I started crying in the back seat because I was shocked by what I saw. And I think when my grandfather realized that I, as a child, was crying, he kind of calmed down. And that was what I had to forgive him for, because I didn't recognize him. I felt that the humanness was gone from him. And in my childhood mind, I made a promise, and it was this promise that came back to me. And that promise was, when I grow up, if I have a driver on Christmas Day, I would never yell at that driver. I would rather, if the driver had a child, buy the driver's child a red bicycle. That was it. I was maybe 6 or 7. I don't even really remember the age. And so that force that was speaking to me said, hey, you don't have, I don't have a driver right now, but that force said, hey, you take Bolt all the time. Have you ever spoken to a Bolt is the Uber of Europe. Have you ever spoken to a Bolt driver and checked in with them and see how they were doing? And maybe even see if you could support one of the Bolt driver's kids with a red bicycle, because you promised you would. And that was like mind-blowing to me. And so right now I'm looking for a Bolt driver whose child I can buy a bicycle for. But then my grandfather came to me in this thing, and my grandfather said, Vishen, do you forgive me yet? And I'm like, yeah, I do. And he goes, good, because I want you to know that I'm not always like that. Do you remember the Christmas tree? And then this vision came to me of a Christmas tree my grandfather bought for me when I was a kid. And a vision came of my grandfather pretending to be Santa Claus, like stuffing toys into my back in Malaysia, we didn't have big stockings. I was living in Malaysia back then. We hung up a pillowcase, stuffing toys in the pillowcase, and all of these beautiful memories came, and it healed my connection between Christmas and my grandpa. And I felt so different. And I understood what the universe was telling me to do. And so for 2022, my biggest goal is not wealth. It's nothing else. It's basically to be the kindest human being I can be. Now, what you're going to see in this presentation is why this secret, this thing that I'm going to teach you, actually is, in a way, going to help you get to your goals. So the first thing I want you to understand is that compassion is not for wimps. Compassion is a superpower. And the first piece of this challenge is to activate your heart so that you are the kindest human being you can be. And the secret is to be able to see everyone else around you, even in their moment of failure, as a human being, as someone who I look back now and I realize my grandfather wasn't a mean guy. I just witnessed a moment where he failed on his own kindness because he was under so much stress, right? So let's go on. Now, before we go further with our topic today on compassion, I want to show you how, when you stack these things together, the results you can get. Okay, so first case study. So I'm showing case studies because for those of you who are new to my work, I want you to know this stuff is powerful. So Billboard magazine covered an article about how Miguel, the R&B star, Miguel wrote the music for the Disney movie, Pixar movie Coco. He wrote the song Remember to Forget. Before getting on stage, he does this practice, the practice that you're going to learn here today. He does that with his team. This is Gerard Butler. I taught him this practice. He's the famous actor. He said, so incredible. This is a planet changer. If everybody did this, our world would be a better place. This is Camilla Hansen, former Miss Sweden. She was just written about in Forbes magazine. She used this and it transformed her entrepreneurial career. Tony Gonzalez, two-time NFL record holder, one of the top 100 sports people in the United States. That's a picture of me and him. I trained him. He personally asked me to train him on this practice, and he spoke about it. He mentioned that he does this in numerous interviews. This is the winner of Miss World 2015, Miss World 2014, Rolene Strauss. She put up a beautiful video on her Instagram talking about how these practices changed her career. Dr. Rolene Strauss is an amazing woman, a medical doctor, and also Miss World 2014. This is the craziest one. This particular girl started on Mindvalley at the age of 16. At the age of 19, she started really going deeper and deeper into these practices. And from 16 to 19, she visualized herself, and you're going to learn this one on day 4, visualized herself winning the US Open. She also went further. You see this 6-day challenge that you're doing, it used to be an 8-hour seminar. It still is. It's an 8-hour seminar. We just don't do seminars anymore because of COVID. But the seminar has been converted into a digital program, and it's available for Mindvalley members. But Bianca, she enrolled in that seminar. She spent 8 hours. Now read the tweet. An amazing experience at the Be Extraordinary seminar in downtown Toronto. Now, she started applying these things. And on September 2019, she won the US Open. She beat Serena Williams and won the US Open at the age of 19, when she leaped over the net to go and shake Serena Williams' hand and apologize to Serena Williams for beating her. The press was so fascinated because Bianca was such this radiant, positive, like young girl. And they asked her, what's up with you? Where does this come from? And you will see, she said, where's my phone? And then she pulled up my book, The Code of the Extraordinary Mind. Bianca did the program that you're about to do. Now, I'm not saying you're going to win the US Open, okay? But I'm saying that whatever sport you play, and your sport, okay, look, maybe you're not Miss Universe pageant, maybe you're not a world-class athlete, maybe you're not going on a concert, but you have your sport. Your sport is your career, your book, whatever sport that is, this is going to transform it. Now, why is it that so many case studies I get are from athletes, right? Well, it's because when they do this protocol, they instantly go there and they can see the difference because someone is measuring their points. If you're on a beauty pageant, if you're an athlete, if you're a performer, you're on the stage, you're being allocated points, you're being rewarded by the applause, you get instant feedback. And all of these people see that when they do these transcendent practices, their life changes. Now, these transcendent practices are going to stack on top of each other. When you stack them together, it's called the 6-phase meditation. But what you're going to learn here is an advanced model of the 6-phase meditation. Okay, so if you've done it before, just know we're going to get really, really, really deep. Now, the first part of this is actually the compassion ritual. It's activating the heart. So we're going to get there. Before this, just some quick logistics. There's a Facebook group. So if you are fascinated by what you're learning here, if you want to share your progress, if you want to share your thoughts, please post in the Facebook group. At the end of this, I'm going to give you all a homework. The homework is going to take you 20 minutes to do. It involves a pen and a paper. It is a powerful journaling act, and it is going to change your life. And I want you to share your homework in the Facebook group if you're open to it. The winners, we're going to be looking at your Facebook group shares. We're going to be looking at your contribution here. The most active person, Bianca, is going to choose. Sorry, this is the other Bianca, the World Karate Championship Bianca. Bianca, could you show your face again so people know that we're talking about two different Biancas?
Yes. Hi, guys. I was the one presenting you, doing the introduction before, as I always do.
So Bianca is going to be choosing
Bianca.
Yeah. So this is actually, I think both of you guys are Romanian, interestingly enough. Bianca Andreescu is Romanian, I believe, and you're Romanian as well. So Bianca's going to be choosing the winner. You're going to get an iMac. Second runner-up is going to get an iPad Air. We want to reward community support because in Mindvalley, if you guys are Mindvalley members, you know we have our own private social network. Community members support each other. We have meetups and connection activities globally all around the world. And so community support is a really, really important part here. Okay, now some good news. To help you with your practice tomorrow. So I'm going to teach you a compassion ritual to activate your heart, but we're not going to leave you there. I'm going to make a meditation on this one free for you on the Mindvalley app so that You can do this exercise as a meditation after we are done with this Zoom, and you can do it. I want you to repeat it as a meditation tomorrow morning. So this is a quick video that shows you. So please download the Mindvalley app on Android or iOS, which is like 99% of you. And then watch this quick video to understand how to access the meditation. Okay, so click on the meditation tab. It's right at the bottom. You'll see the meditation tab there. And then scroll down below, you will see 6 phase meditations. Click on that. And then you're going to go for phase 1. Okay, so you'll see phase 1, compassion. That's the exercise that, so it is, phase 1 looks like it's about 5 minutes. That's it, 5 minutes. You're going to do the phase 1 meditation.
Welcome to 6 phase meditation. This is Vishnulakshmi.
Now, what you're seeing over there, did you see that mixer thing? Our app is pretty advanced. You will hear my voice, and then you can mix the background sound. So the default sound is called Dolphin Song, and it's basically a beautiful background sound inspired by dolphins. You can change it to any other background sound. Okay, so listen to that. Listen to that in the morning tomorrow. And every day we're going to add another layer. So the meditation is going to get longer and longer and longer. It starts at 5 minutes. Eventually, it's going to be about 15 to 20 minutes. And you're going to own this meditation so that you can do it every single day. And this meditation is going to stack on all 6 transcendent practices that when you bring into your life, this year is going to be remarkable for you. Now, let's get started with our topic today. The way I train people is to take them through 4 different levels of personal evolution. So at level 1, and by the way, there is very few people here at level 1. The people who are at level 1 didn't show up for this on their own accord. They were dragged here because at level 1, you are living in the culturescape. You have blinders to personal growth. You do not exist. You do not know that personal growth actually exists as a field. In level 1, you are living in the culturescape. The world happens to you. Pandemic happens to you. Lockdowns happen to you. You are pissed off. You're upset. No matter what side of the political equation you're on, you're frustrated. That's the feeling of level 1. The majority of human beings in the world today exist at level 1. But at level 2, you start dabbling with personal growth. You start dabbling with the idea of relaxing and meditating. You start dabbling with empathy and truly seeking to understand others. You start dabbling with writing down your goals, and as you start noticing that, oh wow, when I do this, this changes. You start accepting that you have some control over your world. We call level 2 the awakening. Half of you over here are at level 2. In short, you have just taken your first step into personal growth. This is amazing, guys. Bob Parsons was at level 2 when he went on that psychedelic trip, expanded his heart, and suddenly healed 50 years of PTSD. Now, when that happens, when you have that first hit at level 2, you go on to level 3. Level 3 is where you go, wow, there are all of these abilities within me. And I don't want to stop. I just want to be the best damn human being I can be. At level 3, you understand that there is a world inside you. And this world, call it your energy body, call it your connection to higher consciousness, call it your superconscious. The words don't matter, but there's a world inside you, and you can master this world. At level 3, you're going into the deeper practices. So Mindvalley is designed for people at level 3. When you're in Mindvalley, if you're a Mindvalley member, there are 60 programs that take you to level 3 and beyond. Everything from Qigong to focus, but you become a master of your body, your soul, your mind, your work, your career. And at level 3, personal growth is a daily habit. Today for lunch, I sat down with my lunch, and the first thing I do is I turn on my Mindvalley membership on Apple TV and I watch my lesson for today. That's level 3. And first thing I do when I wake up, I meditate. That's level 3. Tomorrow, I'm going out to the gym for my hour-long 10x workout because I'm working. I'm on a Mindvalley program right now to build up musculature. That's level 3, and our members know that. Now, there's a level 4. Level 4 is where you've worked on yourself and you now have forgiven your failures. You've now become more comfortable, more confident, and now you're ready to step up and seek to help other people. Level 4 is where you become of service to humanity. So you're the type of person who wakes up every day asking not just how am I going to make my world great, but how am I going to make the world great? That's level 4. So as you go deeper into this, you move towards level 4, and all of us should aspire to be at level 4. Now, again, level 4 isn't that you're a billionaire. It isn't that you have the car of your dreams. Level 4 is waking up every day going, my life is amazing, and it's getting better and better every day. And then asking yourself the question, and what am I going to do today to make the world great for other people? That's it. And many people can get to level 4 within weeks, within a month, once they start applying these transcendent practices. So let's talk about how we grow, okay? So according to the University of Toronto, we grow by taking on wisdom. Wisdom is meaning schema. We layer on all of these aspects of wisdom and we become better and better individuals. So we grow through the levels by taking on wisdom. And I want to show you a really interesting wisdom hack. It has to do with words. I'm going to be using this hack throughout this training. Guys, by the way, I want to make a confession. I am going slower than I expected. I asked you guys to be with me for 40 minutes. So, but I'm going to ask that you stay back a little bit longer if you can. If you absolutely have to leave in 8 minutes, don't worry. The meditation I'm going to do at the end, I've made it free and available for you on the Mindvalley app, okay? Click on meditation, scroll down, click on 6 phase, click on phase 1. Phase 1 is today. And you'll be able to do it. Okay, but if you can stay, please stay. So there's this interesting theory on colors. What they found is that if you analyze ancient cultures, there's no mention of the color blue. In fact, even in Homer's Iliad, the ocean was referred to as the wine dark sea. You go back to ancient Chinese culture, no mention of the color blue. So does blue really exist? Well, it turns out that human beings didn't really perceive blue until they were trained to perceive blue. And the words that represent the training actually control what we perceive. So anthropologists decided to test this theory. So they went to this tribe in Namibia called the Himba. And the Himba tribe, they have 19 words for the color green, but they don't have a single word for the color blue. So they showed this wheel of color to the Himba tribe, and they asked the Himba tribe to point out the blue square. Now, can you see the blue square? I bet you can, right? All of you can see the blue square because you exist in cultures which have a word for the color blue, but the Himba tribes people could not spot the blue square. They couldn't see it because they didn't have a word for it. Now they showed the Himba people this diagram and they said, find the green square that's a little bit different from everything else. Can you see the green square that's a little bit different? Some of you can, right? Now the Himba immediately could spot it because they have 19 words for the color green, but they couldn't see blue. Why? Because words shift our reality. Our reality, you see, is a form of training. Just like if you grew up in a culture that has no word for the color blue, you can't see blue. If you grew up in Eskimo culture that legend has it has multiple words for snow, you see different forms of snow. Likewise, we grow up in culture that tell us things such as work is stressful, 9 to 5 is a grind, money is hard. All of this are trainings, and all of these trainings influence our perception of how we are functioning in the world today. What if you can be trained so that stress doesn't exist? Just like Himba people, blue doesn't exist for them, stress doesn't exist for you, overwhelm doesn't exist for you. Sadness isn't something that you avoid, it's something that you go into, you embrace, use it as a form of healing, then you step back outside, healed again. What if anger doesn't exist for you? There's a thing called the theory of learned emotion, which says that we learn emotions and we learn to attach meaning to the emotion based on our language and our culture and how people train us. You can get untrained from all of the negative stuff, and you can train and layer on the powerful stuff. So, do you really see something if you don't have a word for it? The actual thing is no. And so what I'm going to do over the next 6 days is give you new words, give you new models of seeing the world, and give you new models that replace outdated models. Now, what do we call outdated models? We call them rules. A rule is a bullshit rule. a bullshit rule that we took on from our cultural programming that doesn't really need to be. Rules are things such as you need a college degree to be successful in life, that your success is measured by one thing, which is the amount of money in your bank account. Rules are you have to get married and have 2 kids and a car in the garage. A rule is a bullshit rule that we adopt to simplify our understanding of the world. And to step away from the culturescape, you got to unravel the rules. So let's look at those 4 things again, okay? The four steps that we're going to go through as you go deeper into your Mindvalley journey. Now, we cannot do all the steps over here. Those of you who are Mindvalley members, you've gotten to step 4. Many of you are in that process. You're waking up every day excited about life, crushing it at work, figuring out how to go forth and change the world. In the limited time we have, I'm going to try to get you as much as I can, okay? But you are going to experience a big difference. So let's quickly show you the 4 levels again. Level 1 is the level of traditional work, of pressure. Level 1 is where hopelessness can sometimes sit. Level 1 is waking up in the morning feeling stress or anxiety, feeling hopeless, feeling afraid. All of this, again, they are transcendent techniques to heal them. Level 2 is the awakening. Level 2 is when you start going into personal growth. Almost all of you here, as I said, are level 2 and beyond. You learn that your thoughts create reality, and you start learning how to control your thoughts. The goal is to get to level 3, recoding your inner world. And we're going to take those first tiny steps over here. Level 3 is where you learn concepts like Satori and Kensho. Satori and Kensho, by the way, really beautiful concept by Michael Beckwith. We're going to come back to this later when we do the homework for today, but I want to, I'll actually play this. I'll play this video tomorrow. So we'll come back to this tomorrow. Satori and Kensho, you're going to learn how, as you go through your year, there will be dips and there will be heights, and how to use both to your advantage. We will come to this tomorrow. The exercise you're going to do at the end of today's training is to basically create a graph like this, a quality of life over time graph for your past year. And then tomorrow, I'm going to help you analyze that to identify your Satori and Kensho moments, your peaks and your valleys, and I'll tell you what they mean. Now, level 4 is where you truly step into your greatness. Level 4 is where all the tools at your disposal means that you are a world changer. We call that the change maker. Level 4 is where, as I mentioned, let's see if you can type it out in the chat if you remember the definition. Level 4 is where you're waking up every day feeling blessed to be you, excited about life, knowing that it's just going to get better and better, knowing that it's easy. And the only question you really have is, wow, how can I make the world better? Because my life is so good, I want to help serve others. That's level 4. The goal of Mindvalley, the goal of Mindvalley membership is to get people to level 4. Beautiful. I see you guys are typing in your definition of level 4. Okay, level 4 is where you're bending reality. Bending reality. So the interesting thing about level 4 is this, okay? When you get to level 4, it isn't just an attitude. As you go deeper into the spiritual practices in Mindvalley, you learn that level 4 has four things that start happening. I'm going to list them for you. And this is where I want you to have an open mind, because these 4 things cannot be proven by science. Science is getting there, but these are more spiritual in nature. Nassim Haramein, the physicist, says spirituality is nothing more than science we have yet to find an equation for. These are the 4 things that you experience at level 4. A sense of connectedness, tapped into intuition, inspiration drives your intention, and luck is on your side. Let me break that down. Connectedness, you feel deeply connected to all life. The compassion protocol that you're going to learn here is going to help you with that. You're going to feel an expansion of connectedness to all life. You start giving a damn, folks, about the universe, about other people, about the environment. It's an expansion of heart. The next thing, by the way, this compassion doesn't just make you a nice person who can be pushed around. That's actually not the case. It leads to a concept called becoming unfuckwithable. No one can fuck with you, because even when people are mean at you, you can look at them and see what is going on. Neil Donald Walsh, the Mindvalley teacher, for example, says that the master doesn't need to forgive, for the master understands. It doesn't mean you stay with someone who's abusive or something. You learn to walk away, but you forgive them. and you let them go because you have mastered the nature of compassion, sort of like how Nelson Mandela forgave his jailers. And the world feels so good and kind and welcoming to you because you feel connected to all life. When you read about saints and spiritual sages, they mastered this, but you can too. Now, the second thing is intuition. This is where you basically have an intuitive impulse guiding you. Today morning, I woke up and I had a dream. And the dream was so vivid. I couldn't remember, was it a dream or did this actually happen in real life? Basically, I've been practicing Charlie Morley's lucid dreaming program on Mindvalley. And so my dreams are really vivid. And the dream was basically telling me exactly how much. In that dream, I was talking to someone. I didn't see their face, but that person was telling me exactly how much of my net worth I should take out of the US dollar and put into crypto. Okay. And again, this could be completely made up. It was telling me exactly how much, but that is intuition. Intuition guides you. Intuition helps you become more successful in life. A study by Newark College of Engineering, Professor John Michalowski, showed that CEOs who train their intuition create more profitable companies. And so intuition is a really, really powerful thing. At level 4, your intuition is on autopilot. You literally are communicating with your guides. When I was doing this protocol and I was talking to the universe and she was telling me to forgive my grandfather, that's intuition. You feel so safe in the world because you have a guiding mechanism. The third thing is inspired action. Now, get this. Because you have a guiding mechanism, this guiding mechanism becomes a compass. And this compass tells you where to take action. You're not randomly choosing goals based on what the world tells you you should do or be or have. Rather, there's this compass within you that's saying, I need to do that. I need to do that. This compass has guided me so often. This compass is what made me move to the country I am today, Estonia. And I'm so happy being here. The compass has helped me start new businesses. The compass has helped me hire people. Today, I interviewed someone and I instantly know within 1 minute that I needed this person on my team. Intuition along with the compass. When you put this together, your actions become more aligned and move you further towards happiness, and your success rate goes through the roof. Are you guys excited about getting there? Because you will. It's not going to happen overnight, but it does happen. Now, the final thing, when all of this stuck together, is the blessed life. It is luck, serendipity, coincidence, law of attraction, whatever it is. You're just lucky as heck. Like good things just happen to you. And this is why I have a t-shirt. If you look at my Instagram, you'll see this picture of me wearing a t-shirt called Bending Reality, because I literally believe that I bend reality, that I can walk into any situation and I'm going to be lucky. The right thing is going to happen. When you come to level 4, all of these things come together: connectedness, intuition, intention, luck, and they all layer on to each other. Okay, so this is where we are seeking to get. This is where, sorry, I want to caveat. This is where we seek to get our Mindvalley members, and it's training, right? It takes a while. Even with luck, you can be lucky. With small serendipities, you can be lucky and moving towards $1 billion. It just depends on how far you want to go. With intuition, you can get intuitive impulses, so you can get intuition so powerful that you can literally deliver a speech on demand or write a chapter of a book with no writer's block in 4 hours flat. So there are different depths to it, but the deeper you go in your practice, the more you master these. Okay, so those of you who are Mindvalley members, there are thousands of members watching this right now. Those of you who are Mindvalley members, if you want to go deeper into those protocols, it is in the Be Extraordinary program in Mindvalley. So now let's go through the protocol. The protocol that you're going to learn here comes from this model of getting you to level 4. So what you're seeing on the screen is an old computer game called Rings of Zilfin. Anyone here played Rings of Zilfin? So Rings of Zilfin is a really old computer game, and I guess showing the screen kind of dates me chronologically, right? I grew up in the era where computers screens were like green and ugly. We did not have virtual reality glasses. So in Rings of Zilfin, I played this little character called Reese, R-E-I-S, And Reese had to travel the world and battle spiders eventually so he could make his skills strong enough where he could kill the evil Lord Dragos who had cast the dark spell over the land. So as a child, I played this game and it was taking me so freaking long to get to Lord Dragos. It takes about 32 hours to complete Rings of Zilfin. I decided, screw that. So I taught myself computer programming. I went into the game. I just hacked the game and I gave Reese unlimited strength, accuracy with a bow and arrow, sword fighting skills, and I marched straight to Lord Dragos and cut off his head. And I declared myself victor. So you might call that cheating, but really it was hacking the game. And the funny thing is, you can do the same thing with life. You see, in life, just like in a computer game, you need to up your endurance or up your accuracy or up your charisma. In life, there are these 6 things, which based on my research and the thousands of interviews I've done, I believe we have to elevate. But you can hack these 6 things. For each of these 6 things, compassion, gratitude, peace, vision, control, support, you can hack them with a specific transcendent practice protocol. So first I identify the 6 things, and then my research over the last 10 years was to go and find the best protocol for this. I literally sat down in laboratories, I met neuroscientists, I had to identify these, and you're gonna learn some of these protocols. So this is why it's a 6-day challenge. Every day, we're gonna go deep into advanced practices for one of these 6 things that you gotta level up in life. As you level up these 6 things, what happens is you start moving so rapidly from level 2 to level 3, eventually to level 4. Okay, so you wanna level up. Now, these 6 things fall into 2 buckets: present, past, and future. Many people confuse spirituality. They think that to be spiritual is to be blissful in the present, right? It's to be present-centered. That's not true. To be spiritual is to be present, but it is to also have a future vision, to want to change the world. The great Ken Wilber, who is one of our Mindvalley authors, said in a famous essay, the great spiritual sages of the world were not simple-minded milquetoast. They were movers and shakers who rattled the world with the force of their ambition. From bullwhips in the temple to subduing entire continents, they created revolutions that spanned generations and lasted centuries. Jesus brought a bullwhip to the temple. Muhammad conquered empires. Buddha went and tried to take down the royal family because he wanted to create a fairer, more compassionate world. The spiritual sages of the world were not just focused on blissful feelings, they were change makers. And this is a very important thing to understand. And so what's going to happen as you go through this is the first 3 days, we're going to focus on bliss, on present, on all the things that we think meditation is about. Day 4, 5, 6, I'm going to teach you how to be a badass and how to change the world. This is why my #1 Wall Street Journal book is called The Buddha and the Badass. So today, let's come to day 1, mastering your heart. And guys, I apologize. It took me a while to get here. One of the things about doing these live trainings is that I never know how long a story or a piece of training is going to go. Okay, so let's come to the compassion ritual. I'm going to show you how to do this compassion ritual. Now, the training that you're going to do is I'm gonna go rapidly through a few slides. Okay. Tomorrow I'll go deeper into some of the theories on compassion. You're going to hear from Neil Donald Walsh. You're going to learn about an integral approach to compassion. This is from Ken Wilber. You're going to learn why compassion is important. I'll cover this tomorrow. You're going to learn the philosophical and the spiritual concept of waking up versus growing up. But don't worry about all of this right now. We will come to these tomorrow. When you learn this, you will understand how to view the world in a completely different way. You will understand how to, even people that you dislike, politicians that you feel have completely polar views from you, you will be able to view them compassionately, and thus they will have less power of you. So all of this you're going to learn tomorrow. Okay, for those, but today, let's wrap this session up by talking about activating the heart. So this is the protocol that you're going to get. Now, first thing is, You're going to go into a light state of meditation. Okay, it's going to take 5 minutes. I want you all to relax with me right now. I'm going to teach you the protocol, and then we're going to do it once together, and then you can access the audio on the Mindvalley app, 5 minutes, and you can do it on your own, okay? And you want to start tomorrow morning with this 5-minute audio. Those of you who are Mindvalley members, you may have already done the 6 days, so you know the protocol, but we're going to go a little bit deeper here. So this protocol is to train your heart. When I started doing this, after about a year or two, really interesting things happened to me. I just stopped having enemies. I stopped having people that I disliked in the world. When I went through a divorce, it was a conscious uncoupling. In other words, my ex-wife, Christina, and I are like super good friends. I don't have enemies. I forgave the man who tried to take my company away from me. And no matter what happens, every restaurant I go to, I always overtip, even if the service sucks. Because even if the service sucks, I just feel sympathy for the waiter or the restaurant owner, because I know they're doing their best, right? And so as you start doing this, something weird happens to you. You start loving on everything and everyone. And it changes the way you view the world. And it doesn't just make you, some people are afraid that this makes you a pushover, it makes you too gentle. No, it makes you unfuckwithable, because negativity, badness, meanness can't touch you because you don't see it. Just like some cultures can't see the color blue, you can't see evil anymore. Neil Donald Walsh calls this recognizing that God has sent you nothing but angels, and that every soul, even souls that try to harm you, are nothing more than angels in disguise, there to teach you a lesson. This is where we're going to go. It won't happen overnight, but every time you do this, your compassion muscle is going to get stronger and stronger and stronger till you are a badass when it comes to love. So first thing is this. I mentioned that this is scientifically proven. Yes. The HeartMath Institute found that if you close your eyes right now, okay, just close your eyes and bring to mind the face of someone you love. It could be a girlfriend or a boyfriend. It could be a close friend. It could be a family member. It could be, for me, I often use my son Hayden or my daughter or like some of my best friends in the world. Just someone you love. Every time you do this, you can pick a different person. And when you see that their face, feel the feeling of love that you have for them in your heart, and give that love a color. So in my case, it's light blue. Maybe it's a different color for you. Feel that color in your heart. Now, you take a deep breath. And as you expand, you imagine this color expanding from your heart and filling your entire body. Now, by the way, according to the HeartMath Institute, what you just did shifted your heart resonance. If we were to measure you, and you can also try this with an aura ring, your heart resonance changes over time. Take another deep breath. And this color of love, whether it was light blue or pink, that was filling your body, as you take a deep breath, as you exhale, expand it and make it fill the entire room. And imagine the same love that you had for your friend or your partner, infusing your entire living space, touching everything that is life in the room, a pet, a human being, a plant. Now take another deep breath. And as you expand this, imagine it now filling your entire building. If you live in an apartment building, as I do, all your neighbors, all life in the building. Take another deep breath. And as you expand, imagine it filling your entire city. You can see your city as if you're looking at it on Google Maps. You can see your city as the emblem for the city, or a symbol for the city, or a picture of the city. And imagine everyone in the city, all life, everyone, every human being, from the beggar in the street to the Uber driver, to the people you work with, to the people you serve. Imagine this love going to all of them. Now take another deep breath. And as you breathe out and you expand, now imagine this light filling the entire country. You can see your country as a flag. You can see your country as a map. Imagine this love across the entire country. This exercise is so important right now, guys, because in so many countries, we are being trained to hate the other, whether it's left or right, or it's vaccinated or non-vaccinated. Like, forget all of that. People are entitled to different beliefs. The most important thing is we're all souls having a human experience. You may disagree with the belief, but you can still give love. This is why it's so important to see all of the United States or all of Estonia blessed with the light of your love. Now, as you're doing this, you can repeat certain Buddhist statements. So this exercise, as we're going deeper, the roots come from Zen Roshi Buddhism. I appreciate you for who you are. May you be free of pain and sorrow. May you be well and happy, or simply, I love you. Take another deep breath, and this time expand it to the entire world. Now see the entire planet, all cultures, all countries, all people, all religion. And you can repeat a similar statement. And the last image you see is that entire world blessed with the light of your love. And you're done. Open your eyes and step into the world. And remember, no matter how broke you are, never avoid tipping. Whenever someone is angry with you, understand them. As you step into the world, do everything you can to start embodying this love. And you're going to find that your reality is going to shift. For those of you who have done Neil Donald Walsh's program on Mindvalley, Awaken Your Greatness. So by the way, if you're a Mindvalley member, everything is unlocked for you, right? All the programs. So you can do as many as you want. In Awaken the Greatness, there's a beautiful video where Neil gives you an exercise. You have to walk the street, right? And if you see anyone, even anyone who disgusts you, maybe, so I used to live in New York, there'll always be like some noisy drunk guy in the subway. There would always be some beggar passed out on the street. And I used to look at those people and go, gosh, why are they here? After I studied with Neil prescribed this exercise. When you see anyone whom you feel an impulse to judge, you mentally tell yourself, there I go again, being noisy and drunk on the subway. There I go again, passed out on the street. If someone is grumpy to you, there I go again, being a grumpy waiter. You're doing this mentally, but the simple there I go again shifts reality so rapidly. It is a statement of you affirming that you are deeply connected to everything. I did this for 10 minutes in the street of New York, and I had to go back to my apartment because I was crying. I started crying and bawling my eyes out just on the street because I started looking at people in a different way. And so these compassion rituals are going to shift your 2022. This is not going to be the year where you're going to get frustrated by someone's vaccine status, or you're going to get frustrated by what the politicians are doing to you. You're going to understand that, we're all kids in the great scheme of things, trying to do our best, but we're all human beings. Love and compassion is the only thing where the more you give, you never run out. The more you give, the more your capacity to give. That's not true for anything else. Maybe this is why when I did my deep altered state experience and I asked the universe for my goals for this year, it wasn't money. It wasn't building a business empire. It was training the muscles of compassion. And that was one of the reasons why I wanted to make sure that I got to do this and share this idea with you guys. So guys, that is the end for this session. Now, your homework, okay? I want you to create your timeline for 2021. Here's what a timeline looks like. This is mine. Okay, so this is my timeline for 2021. Start in January. So you can see this line over here, the y-axis is quality of life. The x-axis are the months. So here I'm drawing a map of my life. The higher the line, the better the life. The lower the line, the are the dips. I'm going to show you how to analyze this later. So my life was, January started okay. And then I had a holiday with my kids and my ex-wife, and that was amazing. And then we came back to Estonia and we went into lockdown, and that was kind of painful. Then spring came, and I decided I wanted to buy a plot of land and build a house, like a little summer cottage. And that's when my life started getting better. Then we had the Mindvalley Summit. You can see the rises over there. Then there was some dips with business challengers. We were still in lockdown, so we had a team retreat so I could see the faces of my teams. Then I had a certain stress because we went through some hard times in business. And then over October, November, December, my mom and dad, whom I hadn't seen in 10 months because of the pandemic, I got to bring them to Tallinn. We were all staying in one apartment together. We traveled together, and my life started getting better and better and better. And then it was Christmas, my favorite time of year. You're going to do the same thing. Tomorrow and on day 3, you're going to understand the significance of this. But just doing this is a really important thing because it's going to help you interpret what happened in the last 1 year. So this exercise will take you 20 minutes. If you really want to go deep, look, you can do it in 5 minutes as well. And that will be your homework. And don't forget to open up the Mindvalley app, access the compassion meditation from the 6th phase, and do that tomorrow morning when you wake up. By the way, you can also do it in the night before going to sleep, okay? Whatever works for you. Guys, thank you so much. If you enjoyed this training, please go to the Facebook group and tell me what you liked about this training. And please invite your friends to join. Your friends can easily still jump in on day 2, and they're still going to get a transformative experience. And please mark your calendars, and I'll see you on day 2. Bianca, back to you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Vishen, for this incredible session. Actually, we have someone in the audience who wants to share a very beautiful story about the topic that we were just having today. And I'm just going to bring the person live.
Okay. And Bianca, I'm gonna turn off my camera. I need to take a quick break. But the session is now in your hands. Okay, so everyone, we're done for today. We have a tradition in Mindvalley where when we finish a live call, the community people stay back, and Bianca gives all the community members a chance to just get to connect and talk to each other. It's so useful right now because so many of us, like me, I've not seen another living human being today because I'm working from home, because the offices are shut because of the pandemic, as I'm sure might be a similar situation in your countries. So this is also just a good way for human beings to connect. So Bianca, all you. Bye, guys.
Thank you so much. Hello, Monica. So I promoted you as a panelist. If you're ready to come live, I'm more than happy to welcome you. Hello, Monica.
Hello, thank you so much, darling. When Vishen was talking about being Romanian, I'm also Romanian, so we found each other here. Thank you for that. The conversation today reminded me about the time when I joined Mindvalley almost 4 years ago, when I was in a very dark place of my life. I was depressed, burnout, and I even lost hope. And because 1 year before that, I left my very important top management career and job to follow my heart, to create a mission and a life that it was aligned with my passion and with my mission. And in that year, I had a lot of failures, and I realized I was not on the right track. So joining Mindvalley, I realized exactly what Vishen was talking today, that I was trying to create a life from level 3, but for level 3, but from level 1 and 2, and that was not working. So just when I went deep into my inner work, then I shifted my life and my journey. And here helped me a lot my Mindvalley family, my Mindvalley, my soul family. That I have here my best friends in the Mindvalley community, people who are supporting me. And because of them, I can say today that I created that life and that business. I even earn more money that I used to earn back in the bank. And that was mind-blowing for me at that point. And even I'm happy, and I work less, but I'm so grateful for the life I'm living today. And oh my God, I'm so grateful for Vishen and the community he created and all these programs. So fulfilling. So yeah, thank you so much, Vishen. Thank you, Bianca. And thank you, my Mindvalley family.
So beautiful what you just shared, Monica, and I'm so grateful to be your friend and to listen to your story. I think I'm actually having one of the best positions in Mindvalley, just because I get to witness all these beautiful stories, just as yours, as you're having, and you're radiating. And I was just reading the comments, and people were just saying that you're very lucky, you're radiating. I can't even, a lot of hearts in the chat box over there. So people are really congratulating you. And it's so beautiful to see a woman which is empowered right now through Mindvalley and all the practices that we're having here. And that's also a thing that I can say from my point of view. And the 6-phase meditation itself is one of the, I think it's actually the most powerful meditation that I've ever experienced for a long time. So I'm practicing it for a while, for more than a year. It's actually, I think, 1 year and 2 or 3 months. And it's one of the most powerful because it got me to a point where I started to realize what's going on inside of my mind, my soul. I became more aware of myself, my thoughts. And actually, everything that was happening around me started to bloom, to feel better, and to improve the relationships that I'm having. And you know, all of you know that meditations really affect us in a good way or in a bad way. But the way that I started to see the world changed, and I also tried to squeeze myself back and not to do the meditation. And I was not feeling that good because my patterns were coming back in a way, not up to 100%, a little bit lower, but definitely they were affecting me. And every time that I'm going back to the meditation, everything seems to flow in the right direction. It's like really connecting me to the source and everything that I have to actually achieve in my life. So that's why I'm very happy to hear your story, Monica. It's very, very inspiring. Thank you so much for coming up live. I will also leave you here because maybe we will be having a group discussion, and I will invite people in the audience also, maybe Mindvalley members who did the 6-phase meditation. If you want to come live, if you experience something amazing, write in the chat box, I'm ready, and I'm going to bring you live to share your story with us. Meditation makes my heart full of greatness. So guys, I'm seeing in the comments, you find the 6-phase meditation, just as Vishen said, on the Mindvalley app, and you can find it for free. Okay.
Bianca, I was just observing a lot of people are also, some of the people on the other platforms are asking, what is this Mindvalley membership thing? And so it's not about the 6-phase meditation, right? What I'm trying to do is make people recognize that across Mindvalley membership, there are many great teachers, from Michael Beckwith to Ken Wilber to Neil Donald Walsh, who are really helping us become more compassionate. So I'd love for people to talk about Mindvalley membership as a whole, if anybody wants to, and if you've learned from any of these great teachers. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I'm just trying to bring Nathaniel live, if I saw the name correctly, because the chat is moving on so quickly.
Hi, how are you?
Hello, we're good.
Bianca.
Hello, welcome back.
Hi, good to see you, good to connect to everybody. So I had a really profound experience today. And you know, I've been doing 6-phase for a while, but something, I don't know, maybe it's the timing, because I was just recently even telling my friend, like, I have to become more compassionate. I see certain patterns, certain people coming to my life, which, you know, I hate to say it, but I feel judgment towards their very self-destructive behaviors. And this session today was just perfect. You know, it was just like the word is sending me right what I needed, you know, in a form of Vishen's lecture. But I connected really deep today, and I forgave a certain group of people, which I had a close family member there too. And I just, you know, I just kept saying, may your life be free of pain and suffering. And I felt so much profound release of that emotion and judgment.
Well, Nathaniel, this is actually a very big takeaway from today's session. If you really did that and you felt it deeply, that's a big win. I wonder about Monica. I saw she was live with us all this session. If you could tell us maybe, Monica, what were your biggest takeaways from today's session?
yeah, kindness and compassion, and what Nathaniel shared. So we know each other from the Mindvalley world. He's part of my Mindvalley family, and we meet each other in some calls. And it totally resonated with me what you shared, because inside Mindvalley community, you heal every day. You thrive every day. You don't know how or from where it's coming, but when we step up into these conversations with an open heart, exactly as Vishen said, the shifts are happening for every one of us. And yeah, for me, stepping into my greatness, that's something very big that's my takeaway from today. To step more into my greatness with more kindness and compassion, and not by goals and strict rules, but more with love. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. And if you would listen to an idea from you and a takeaway from your Mindvalley membership experience, what would be the greatest one? What's your experience with the Mindvalley membership?
There are so many. Oh my God. And I even shared many
the best ones.
Yeah, okay. So Vishen was starting the call with Bob Parsons' conversation, and I healed my PTSD. Any psychologist will tell you that this is not, it cannot be healed, but I healed that inside Mindvalley. I healed my depression, my burnout, and my anxiety, just because I showed up and I believed in myself, and people believed in me. And that helped me a lot. So that's a big, big takeaway, or I know, gift that I received here. Yeah.
That's true. The community is amazing. And I think that, a thing are the quests and everything that we're learning and we're doing during all of that. But the community, I've never found a community better than this in the whole world. And I've been part of communities for a couple of years. And this is actually the one community that I've been healing, and I have been growing. And I'm sure this is not stopping here, because Mindvalley is definitely a tool to look up into the future to become the best version of ourselves. So if there are still people here in the audience who are Mindvalley members and they want to share their experience that they're having with the Mindvalley membership, I'm more than happy to bring you live. Just write in the chat box, I'm ready. And again, the chat box is going on so quickly, but I see MV Ronan. MV Rohan. Okay, I'm trying to bring you live.
Yeah, hello.
Okay, hello. Hi, Rohan. I saw you wanted to share with us your experience with the Mindvalley membership.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, you're ready to go. You are up on screen.
Oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, I would just like to take a second to thank you for this amazing opportunity. And I feel like I attracted or manifested it at the just before the COVID pandemic 2020 hit. That's when I discovered Mindvalley and I got the membership. And the programs were so helpful. I started off with Be Extraordinary, which taught like multiple techniques, 6-phase meditation. It changed the whole view of life, what you have from the perspective. And from before, I used to feel like myself as a singular person, but coming into Mindvalley this helped me expand my sense and feel like a more connected feeling with everyone else in my life.
That is so beautiful to hear. Thank you so much, Rohan. And right now, I would definitely love to go to the next person, which is Dana Ackerman, who wants to share with us her experience. Hello again, Dana. It looks like we're having three people from the same home country right now.
Amazing. This is really amazing how it happened that we are all here from Romania. And I love it because this tells something about the urge of the Romanian people and a lot of people in Eastern Europe who are thriving and looking forward to elevate into love. And I would like to share my experience with Mindvalley, which goes back to starting with 2013. I have discovered vision, listening to an interview of John Assaraf with extraordinary people. And while listening to vision then, I was thinking, wow, this is so amazing and it speaks to my heart. And I looked for vision in the internet and I discovered Mindvalley. And I started with the quest of that time of Robin Sharma, a genius hero legend, which was a quest of performance, discipline, but also connecting to the all, to the spirit, to the creation, right? Also a spiritual quest. And then I went on with Marisa Peer and hypnosis, rapid transformational hypnotherapy. And I trained at the time being to become a rapid transformational therapist. And I went on growing by connecting the opposites. This was my practice in the last years. And I was envisioning and praying for the Mindvalley All Access membership, which was not, I didn't call it that way, but I was thinking, wow, so many quests, and those quests were sold separately at the time. And I thought, wow, it would be great to have access to all these quests. And every quest was around 300 euros. I'm in Germany. And I thought, oh, this would be great. And look, it is happening. The Mindvalley All Access membership is here and it is so affordable. It is amazing what levels of training, understanding opens up. Like really 20 minutes a day. And I went to 25 quests by now, at least, and still doing the quests. And for me, the most impactful were the quests of Dr. Michael Beckwith, Life Visioning Mastery, as well as the quest Awaken the Species of Neil Donald Walsh, which helped me to combine the opposites. Like, this is what, if I would say, it's much more than that, what Mindvalley gave to me. But if I would connect and say the most important, it was this, that was my practice of compassion and love, to blur the differences, the opposites, the polarities, and understand everything behind the illusion, and understand them in the core where we are all one. So love it. I'm very grateful. And for the tribe as well, which is amazing. I became an ambassador for a German community of Life Visioning Mastery. And I love it every day. Thank you.
And I know your story and I can see the growth from 1 month to another. So I'm very grateful again to be in this position and witness again your experiences. Unfortunately, I have to be mindful of the time, and we have 2 more people waiting for going on with their story with Mindvalley. We're running out of time, but I would really request from Francesca and Nolan 1 minute, if you can go forward and share your experience. We're more than happy to hear you. Francesca, do you want to go first?
Sure. Hi, everybody. Hi, Nolan, Monica. Hi, Bianca. Nice to see you guys. Hi. I know it's been a while. I'm just currently in my healing journey. As you guys know, I've had a heart attack, and I actually was just discharged from hospital after surgery and so forth. And I really want to share, actually, compassion ties into how Mindvalley demonstrated compassion to me and demonstrates compassion, especially with the membership, because I called from the hospital. Actually, I messaged support from the hospital, and I said, I'd been struggling for several months. I had to stop working on all of my quests. and because of issues from the heart attack, which I've been having, and I didn't know. And I asked them if I could get, because I'm not using my membership, if I could actually have maybe some extra time on my membership, because I'm no longer working at the moment. And you know what they said? Yes. I explained to them everything that happened, and they've gifted me an extra 6 months of membership so that I can go to that when I get back to it. So the talk about compassion and how Mindvalley support, and the team and vision demonstrates compassion. I think that's, one of my giant share. I could write a whole book on Mindvalley and how much it has actually benefited me on this journey. Because of Mindvalley, I have a live, 21-day, I launch a live 21-day, being in that extraordinary phase of my journey. I've done so much because of Mindvalley. I was afraid to show up online. I was afraid to speak. I was afraid I thought people wouldn't feel me, and all of these limiting beliefs. And between Be Extraordinary, Money EQ, the Silver Ultramind, and this beautiful Mindvalley family, oh my God, who got me through 2 months of hospitalization because of complications from my stroke and surgery, prayed for me and with me every day. And Nolan, oh my God, sent me messages almost every other day. Thank you so much. Everybody messaged and prayed and just kept me going, and even though the doctors are saying something, I'm like, no, I know I can heal myself. And, I'm going to live as long as the universe decides. So like I said, because I want to give Nolan enough time to speak, I'm going to keep it short and say thank you, Deep Bows Division. Thank you to Mindvalley for your big heart and for what you've done for me. I'm going to write a huge section in my book and just the benefits of what I've received. I have to write it. It's so much from joining Mindvalley and being a member. I love you guys. You're my family. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Arigato. Thank you.
Francesca, this was an amazing, very powerful story. Thank you so much for jumping in and letting us know. And the people that don't know you now, they know you. And if they're part of the community, I'm sure they will be even closer to you. So thank you. Thank you, Francesca. Now we go on to Nolan. Nolan, in 1 minute, your experience, more than happy to hear it.
Thank you so much, Bianca, and much love to all of you. And a huge shout out to all my South African family that's on the call today as well. So 2 years of absolute bliss, being a Mindvalley member. It's been amazing. And, if I have to single out one quest that helped me through my journey. So as many of you know, I had COVID pneumonia last January. And if I tell you Silver Ultramind quest was one of the quests that helped me self-heal, you wouldn't really believe me because you haven't been on the quest. But trust me, once you start doing this quest and following the healing meditation, you'll know what a big difference it made to you. So similar to Francisca, I have wrote a whole chapter about this in my book while on my recovery. The other one I wanted to speak about is the power of boldness. Power of boldness teaches you about moonshots, and I'm living my moonshot every single day. So if I had not joined Mindvalley, I would not have got these tools and these techniques to be living my life the way I am. And if we go further and we talk about the community, Monica, Dana, and everyone else within the community, it's unbelievable. When you come onto a Mindvalley platform, the support you get from the community members is unbelievable. And I'm talking about support that's non-judgmental. The community comes out and they'll do whatever it takes to make sure that you are comfortable in whatever space you are. And I think on the last one I want to touch on is the quest that I'm currently on, which is duality. I've dedicated 2022 to learning more about energy and the spiritual world, like Vishen mentioned earlier on as well. And the only way you're going to get there is by coming on and doing a quest like duality as well. It's a game changer for me. I've had many obstacles in 2021, so I will share my lifeline on the Facebook group as well. But had Mindvalley not been as part of my life, I do not think and I do not believe that I would have reached this point in my life. So thank you once again, Vishen, Bianca, the whole entire Mindvalley team, and to the community for your amazing support as well. Truly appreciate it, and much love to every single one of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much, Nolan. again, another amazing story. And as I said, I'm so grateful and so happy to be in this position to really witness all of this. It really inspires. Learning is one thing, but then listening for real stories from real people, that's what moves me. And I think I'm not the only one. So thank you so much for sharing and inspiring me. So guys, don't forget about a surprise. I've been given those magical powers for this 6 days. So I'll be choosing 2 people, 2 winners, which will have to be the most active and engaged people during the sessions in terms of how good the questions asked were and interaction with the tribe. You also have the link in the chat box, so you're able to definitely click on it and go to the Facebook group. And don't forget, the prizes are an Apple iMac and an iPad. These days are going to be awesome. Today was just the start of the day. If you love the session, send a heart in the chat box, guys. We're wrapping up right now. And see you on the next calls. Tomorrow is going to be the next one, and it's incredibly powerful. See you tomorrow, guys. And thank you so much for coming up live to all my Romanian friends. And see you soon, guys.